Acaia might have released one of the most confusing pieces of coffee gear I've seen ever. When I saw the Horizon announced, I did not know what it did. And from the sentiment I get from others, I think most would agree. I put out a post this morning saying that I had just received this and if I had any questions about the product, and everyone just said, what does it do? I played around with it some this morning and I can tell you it does something, and whether or not that something is good or not, that's what we're gonna investigate here today. So let's jump into it. So Acaia is calling this a post-extraction pressure modulation device. And what that basically means is that it gives a way to manipulate pressure post-brew. So obviously we have ways to manipulate pressure during brewing, like with espresso, for example, but this is designed to sit on top of the carafe or cup that you're brewing in and depressurize the environment, which is gonna help in eliminating some of the gas and carbon dioxide within the cup. And this is all to have more control over that final flavor. They are claiming that it rounds out the acidity, which in my investigations, I think is an interesting claim that we can dive into. And they're really saying it just gives a more balanced profile to the final cup. So looking at the product, you can see it looks like an Acaia product. At the top, you just have a button. When you press the button, the screen lights up. You place it on top of your cup. You press start and it begins depressurizing. I don't have anything in here in this carafe. It's not gonna work with it because it has a spout on it. But the basic idea is to put it onto it at the top of a cup, press the button, and it will kind of create a vacuum environment within the cup itself and thus create a different experience in that final product. Inside of the box, you have a little drip tray. You have a microfiber cloth because this thing is really fingerprinty. A cable. Do you guys keep your cables at this point? I feel like there's so many of these. A replacement for the ring on the bottom, which I'm interested to see how often that wears out. Acaia stickers, a little quick start guide, QR code, and that's about it. If you scan the code, it does take you to the manual, which can help you get into the settings and see the different options for how intense your pressure is. So let's do that right now. So while the device is off, if you hold the power button, it'll take you into the menu. So you have strength, and then within strength, your options are gentle, strong, and that's it. So we're gonna just do gentle for today. Then you have auto release, which I think is how long you want this device to keep the cup in the depressurized environment. So again, we're just gonna have complete manual control over this, and we're gonna select off. Auto off. I think this is, once you aren't in a depressurized environment, you can decide on how quickly the device turns off. And we're just gonna set it to 5 minutes, as is the default. And those are your settings. All right. Let's brew some coffee. So we are going to start with filter coffee. We're gonna be rocking the Next Level Pulsar, which is my personal favorite filter brewer. My standard recipe, I'm gonna try to make it taste nice. And we're gonna be brewing Colombia Andres Martinez Geisha, one of my favorite coffees of the year. We bought this 2 harvests in a row and it's very, very tasty. It's a very fun, premium coffee to try this guy out on. So I'll start by brewing Next Level Pulsar, and then we're gonna check out some espresso after that as well. If you wanna try this coffee, link will be below. Actually, it won't be because we're gonna be out of it. But you can try another one of our coffees. Black Box is always our premium option, so would recommend. Dom, do you think people like me more than? Okay. That brewed up pretty well. Let's go ahead and split this into 2 cups. I'm gonna let each cool off just a touch, and then we're gonna rip the Horizon and see which one tastes best. I don't know how many of you guys have looked at other videos of this device, but I have, and it seems like a lot of people are saying some nasty things about this, meaning that it either doesn't do anything or that it makes the coffee worse. So we have to see for ourselves what's the truth. Here goes. Place it on here, press the power button, press it again. It says depressurizing. And now it says complete -0.36 bars. And then the timer starts. So we get to choose how long we want to let it go. First brew, let's just do 2 minutes, Let's see what happens. If I gently pull on this, you can see this is definitely airtight. So we're gonna let this go for 2 minutes, and then we're going to taste it.
All right, coming up on 2 minutes.
Just click the power button, just like I need you to click the like and subscribe button. If you enjoy this video and wanna see more like it, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. And holding it, release, you hear a slight little psst of the air coming out of the cup, and now you're good to go. So we did this, and I'm not gonna taste these as stands. I'm gonna have Dom come over, mix them up. He's gonna remember which one was the control, right, Dom? Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna come back and taste it. Okay, let's see. Down the hatch. Okay. Wow. Is this one the horizon? All right, this one is the horizon. This one is the control. I was able to pull that out because I had heard that, again, Acaia's claims of rounded acidity actually has led to just a less exciting overall cup of coffee. And that's what I'm getting out of these two. This cup is vibrant, it's bouncy. I'm not gonna go in on the notes for you guys because you can't taste it right now. This one is just a little bit more muted. That's the only way I really know how to describe it. Even the nose, there's not too much distinguishing difference. And I had heard that the nose from the horizon is usually more pleasant, but even with that, I think that this one, I'm just getting a touch more clarity, more specifics that I can pick out here in terms of the florals on the aroma. But in general, I would say for this specific coffee, my preference lies here. I'm interested to know two things. One, how this translates to espresso, and then two, how would this translate to a very under-extracted cup of coffee? Could we almost save something that has too much brightness, too much perceived acidity? I think that we are going to do that after espresso, because why not? All right, so now I'm gonna brew a shot of espresso on the decent, turbo shot of the geisha. I'm gonna do 20 to 60, and I'm gonna aim for like 15, 16 seconds.
Dang it!
That's a gusher. We're looking good. It's turbo time.
It's turbo time! Turbo man! It's turbo time!
I should have thought this through because pouring from this is not going to be possible. So I'll transfer to this carafe, which will also help us cool it off a little bit so I can taste it faster. And we're going 30 into each. All right. Sometimes you gotta kind of hold it down a little bit, which is fine. It's kind of as expected. And I can tell it maintains its seal. Since I went 2 minutes on the first one, we're just gonna go 2 minutes again because why not? I want one thing to stay constant. One thing I'll say so far is that I wish that Acaia gave some more start here type of instructions and very direct, when you change this variable, this is what will happen type of instructions. And I just haven't seen that so far. So Acaia, if you are listening, please get some stuff out there. Maybe some very specific brew guides on change this variable and you will see this in your end cup. And without that, and even just simply the way that this product was marketed so vaguely from the beginning, it seems as if it's hard for maybe even Acaia to believe in what this is doing, dare I say. But to be honest, my channel isn't going to dive way deep into the science of this and how exactly it affects aromatic compounds and compounds that would affect flavor specifically. But if I had some instruction, I would definitely try some different things. But for today, we're gonna do 2 minutes and we're almost there. All right, 2 minutes is up, holding the button to release. I'm gonna step away and Dom is gonna switch them up.
Just producing, dude, it's what I do. All right.
Here goes. Wow. If I was going on nose alone, this one seems more vibrant. So I don't really know which one to pick because I, again, think that this thing does one thing to aromatics that it might not do to flavor. Let's taste them. Okay. This is the horizon. Yeah, it is. You're a right side guy. You just leave them where they were. Yeah, it's telling. I would say for espresso, I kind of like it more than I did for filter. Again, I don't like it $195 enough, but let me just take one more sip. It's definitely round. The perceived body almost picks up just a notch, which for espresso is great, especially like turbo shot where you might not have some of the body that you would in a traditional espresso. Kind of adds something there. But this again is more vibrant. I would say there's less of a lingering kind of puckering acidity in the aftertaste for me. This is kind of just a little bit more well-rounded if you are going for that. But again, whenever I taste these side by side, this one does taste a bit more modern still, just because that acidity is just popping. It's out there. And then it seems a little bit more tamed down here. So now I really want to try under extracted coffee and what it will do to acidity that is almost abrasive. So I'm going to intentionally under extract some coffee on the Next Level Pulsar. We're going to decide if it can save a cup. My plan here is to aim for a sub 2 minute, 30-second drawdown. My last brew, for example, was a little over 3 minutes. And I just want to kind of quicken things up at the same ratio. So I'm just going to grind coarser and let it rip. Just really aiming for a more modern brew, shorter time, lower temp, coarser grind. We've all seen it. We all know it's cool. We're gonna see how that tastes with the Horizon. All right, 230 exactly. So a good bit faster than the last brew, which was tasting pretty primo. Last experiment here. Again, we're just gonna do 2 minutes on this. I know it's the same all across the board, but I don't personally know how that changes things. Maybe we'll try that some other time. Under extracted filter brew, Next Level Pulsar. We are going to see if the claims and what we've noticed of more rounded acidity helps with an extremely under extracted bright coffee. This is almost done. One thing I'm wondering in this process, and I know this is not what this was designed for, is what would this do to a darker coffee for someone who is trying to get completely away from acidity? This was made in collaboration with a barista competitor for competitions. So obviously we're talking about more high-end, modern, forward-thinking coffees. But whenever I think about this and where it would really be a good application, I'm like, if we're gonna get more rounded acidity, if we're gonna knock down some of that, why not for a darker coffee? I don't know. All right, Dom, people aren't gonna trust you anymore. So Sydney, can you come and switch up my cups? They're both just so under extracted. Is this one the Horizon, right side? Okay, man, you guys are the right side. Yeah, it makes sense. Still, I prefer this. I feel like this now just tastes like unexciting under extracted coffee. And this tastes like under extracted coffee with a little bit of bounce in it. The last question I would have is, you know, what are the specific coffees that we would expect this to work really well with? I would say that, again, this was used in competition and this won over judges. So I do have to point towards that. So if we're, you know, maybe I need to be using an even more premium coffee. But in my experiments here, this definitely does something without a doubt. It just doesn't necessarily do things to my preference. So I'm interested to hear if any of you pick this up. Please let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe. But do you like the Horizon? Are you thinking about getting it? Are you gonna give it a try yourself? Maybe you know even more about it and more about the specifics of some things I should do differently. And if you tell me, I would love to, you know, put those up on my Instagram story of me continuing to test this device. But for me, $195 at the moment, not worth it. I think as all science within coffee goes, maybe someone is going to explore this more and find some use cases for it that blow my mind, or some tricks and tips and hacks and recipes that are crazy. But for now, in my very limited testing, the gentle depressurization 2-minute window is not for me. Thank you for watching this video. If you guys want to see the coffee gear I've been traveling with lately, I'm going to leave a link to it right up here. I would appreciate if you would watch it. Love you. Bye.